What is going on, guys? It's been a long time since I put a video out. Some of you guys are complaining because I said I'm going to put videos out more often, and then I screwed up and I did not. I got a lot of stuff going on. That's why my garage is a huge mess. I got 10,000 things happening at once, so give me a freaking break. But got some cool stuff going on. We're working on this 2015 KX 450F. It's got some transmission issues. Couple upgrades to the garage, new toolbox, new high lift jack, saved my back from killing me. I'm 6'4", 6'5"-ish, so me bending over working on motorcycles all the time was not jiving with my spine. One other big upgrade, let me show you this. This is a Tormach 1100M vertical mill CNC machine. We are not just buying parts anymore, boys, we are making them. So I got some stuff in the works. I'm not going to pretend to be a genius in this regard. I am not an engineer or machinist by trade. I got a science degree, so I'm kind of winging it with this, but I got some ideas that I wanted to get out in the world, and they're on their way. It's a long process trying to learn something new like this and learn programming and all, but I'm going to have a ton of videos coming out soon. Shout out to Ben Mintz and Mikey Hogan down at Bullseye Power Sports. They helped me set this up. I'll put a link to their OnlyFans or something up here or in the description. So yeah, this is going to be a lot of cool videos up and coming soon. But for now, we're going to go with what we know, which is working on these things. So this bike, like I said, super fresh. I think I said the year already, 2015. Yeah, 2015. It's only got 21 hours on the meter since it was fresh at the factory, which is pretty disappointing because it's already got a transmission issue. But yeah, this thing, first year of the TAC Showa Air Forks. They went from the KYB to the Showa Forks. They got the black DLC coated lowers. This thing's got the original tires on it, original chain, original sprockets. This thing is totally stock with the exception of just this chain slider here and this FMF factory 4.1 exhaust. This bike, let's see, it's kind of hard to explain what's going on with this thing. Pretty much, I've built a ton of motors, a ton of bikes before. I've never had this issue occur in neutral. When you go to start the bike, any bike in neutral to start it, you don't need to use the clutch. But this bike would want to lunge forward as if you were trying to kickstart it in gear. So you make it a kick or two and it wouldn't move, then all of a sudden it would lurch forward. And you'd think, well, did I shift into first or second? No, you didn't. Neutral just decided to have a mind of its own and start crawling away. So pretty strange deal. Like I said, it's something I never had to deal with before. And I would not expect to have a transmission issue on a bike with this few hours. And what's even weirder, this bike had no problems, went into storage, sat for 3 years, comes out and does this. So how does a tranny issue arrive? Okay, YouTube, don't ban me for saying tranny, okay? I'm talking about transmissions here. So I don't get how it would develop a tranny issue from just sitting. But, somehow it did. At least that's the story I was given. Like I said, I'm going off his word here. That's all I got. But we'll get to the bottom of it. I took the clutch out. The clutch, it all looked good. It's the basket's not notched up or anything. All the bearings and everything look good. The hub looks good. The steels and friction plates look good. So yeah, all the gears, nothing in here is broken. Everything free spins fine. And so once I took this apart and looked at it, not only was it popping out of neutral, but what's scary is this will free spin. Turning this over and it spins freely, no weird noises. But if I kept doing this, it probably won't do it for the video's sake, but eventually it would just lock up, which is really scary because you'd think everything's fine if you're riding this, and eventually you get the 10k RPM probably, and it would just blow your tranny gears straight out the bottom of your cases. So I can't just tinker with this and button it back up and risk the biscuit, because that's too much at stake. So I'm gonna go ahead and tear this engine out of here tonight. While I'm at it, I'll go ahead and inspect the cylinder head. I'll inspect the top end, the piston cylinder walls, and then we'll split the cases and see what's really going on. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. And then when we're done, we'll go trail ride it or go to the track or something, get a cool video. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so the engine is out of the bike, as you can see. Wasn't that easy? It's always so easy when you're not the one doing it. So, all right, so I got the motor on the bench over here, and even though it says this okay, it is not okay. We've got a problem. So take a look at this. Turn the motor like that. Hopefully it doesn't fall off the bench. This will spin. This is in first gear, by the way. This will spin all day. No problem. The very minute you turn it over on this side, oh, nope. Grinds and locks up. And then when it's in a neutral position, it kind of does it and then doesn't do it. And that's exactly what's happening when it was on the bike. Straight up and down, it's fine. Bike lean to the right a little. It works fine. Lean to the left, it's binding. So I think I know what's going on here. The gears slide on a shaft, and they can only slide so far, and they're stopped by washers and circlips. If they go too far, they'll start to mesh and bind with gears they're not supposed to mesh with. And I think that's what's going on here. I think some of those washers are bent. Maybe a shift fork is bent, pushing it too far. Or maybe some of the gear dogs. There are these pieces on the gears that slide over like little fingers, and they lock with the gears next to them. If they start to wear out and lose their sharp edge, instead of locking on that 90-degree angle, they'll start to push on that 45. And that pressure will build up and push the washers and circlips until they finally bend and flex. And then there's too much play in your transmission. And when that happens, like I said, the gears will start to mesh and bind with gears they're not even supposed to touch. So I think that's what's going on. When it leans left, it starts touching things it's not supposed to. And that's not good. So let's do it too. Keep going. Okay, so a couple things right off the bat. Not looking too hot right here. This is really wet. Like, this is fuel. Almost like it had a leaky injector while it sat, and it got all of the carbon kind of starting to wear off the piston, which is good. That'll make it easy to clean. Piston still looks good, but bad news in the cylinder. And this is just crazy. Again, 20 something hours, 20 hours even. And if you can see this, there is a chip in the Nikasil coating on the inside of the cylinder. The rest of it looks perfect. So I'm not sure how that happened. Maybe a piece of carbon fell down in the cylinder and broke that. The cylinder head, yeah, just super grimy buildup. So I need to address the injector issue, and unfortunately need to get a new cylinder, have this plated. Money, 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 you know, not looking good so far. Hopefully everything else is intact other than what we know is wrong in the transmission. So let's keep digging, take this cylinder off. Okay, cylinder's off. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty disappointing. So the cylinder looks fine everywhere. I mean, there's a little grime in here from me getting some grease and whatnot on it. But this hole right here, if it'll focus. Anyway, I think, you know, it was in storage so long, and this crank and everything has no play in it. Still has some of the factory markings on the rod. The front of this piston is kind of heavily corroded, and I think when it came out of storage and he kicked it over and unseized the piston, maybe it ripped some of that cylinder sidewall off. That's all I can think. I mean, that's a really oddball deal. But hey, all you can say is, it is what it is. Let's keep going. Another thing is, you know, this bike, even though I had super low hours on it, it didn't have very much compression. The valve clearances were still in spec, and that's usually the culprit for low compression. But in this case, it just sat so long, these rings are stuck. All these rings are corroded. I'm probably gonna have to hit them with a blowtorch. I don't know. I may just ditch this piston altogether, get a forged high compression piston. Maybe what I'll do. Maybe I'll just part this whole thing out. Pretty discouraging. All right, let's split these cases open.
I just like the sound. I just like the sound.
Nella Silsia.
Nope.
Okay guys, so we're in the motor. The good news is the crank is in great shape. It has no play anywhere, not even laterally. It is super tight, like brand new. The inside of the small end for the wrist pin has no scoring, no markings. It's all perfect. Now, the transmission also looks great. So I don't see anything broken. There's nothing at the bottom down here, no broken off teeth. I kind of expected to find something that was broken or showing signs of wear. Sorry, I'm not even pointing the camera at the transmission. So here's the deal. If you remember, it was fine when I had it on its right side. So it is on its right side now, and obviously it's free spinning. The only thing that moves when I tip it on its left side, watch this gear right here. So first gear, uh-oh. I think I do see some wear marks back here. I think first gear. Yeah, that's the issue. See how much play this gear has? The gear shouldn't have any play like that. So I think maybe the bushing that it rides on is worn out. See that wobble? And when I tip it over, the only gear that moves, watch it slide in the back. I think it's gotta be spinning. But now see it slid forward and it won't move anymore. And now it's slid back. I don't know if you can see that on camera. But this is our culprit right here. Yeah, it's got a lot of play. Yeah, so we'll pull the whole transmission out and we'll inspect that. I think the only thing I'll need to order is this gear, the bushing it rides on, and probably the gear that meshes with it because it has some wear marks. So let's pull that out and then we'll pull the shift forks out and look at those too. Oh, that is bad. I don't know if you can see that, but like half of the gear on the right side is just sheared off. That's not good. All right. I got some of the trans pulled out over here, not much. I'll keep digging, get it all out of here. That's our problem, guys.